asked me if I ever want to have a kid. I mean, when I was growing up, I was in my 20s, high school, college, whatever. I was always the guy that was like, hey, I'm never getting married. I'm never having kids, right? And sadly enough, I said it in kind of a dick way. Like, I said it like it was a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck that. Like, I don't want to live that life. And now that now that I've been through a psychic change, like, I feel like if I had a kid, I would value them more. Like, I have this kind of instinct, I guess.
Purpose?
Like,
you would feel more purpose-filled?
Yeah. Not necessarily like, I got to have a kid so I do have purpose. It's just like, if that was something that happened in my life, I mean, I think I would be very grateful for it, and I would do everything I can. When I see people that are married or people that have kids that are happy, not everybody's happy, but it just really, I mean, it touches my heart. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, it's just a weird human emotion, I guess. I don't know if that makes any fucking sense at all.
Yeah, well, it seems like there's a big part of life that you're missing out on is the whole family system. Like, procreation, bringing a child into the world. For me, I didn't have the energy behind it in the way that you're saying, like, I don't want to have kids. I don't ever want to get married. It's just that when I did have committed exclusive partners, it was dysfunctional and we separated. And then now my thing is like, if I'm going to have kids and get married, let's just say that happens. I want it to be with someone like I am like fucking in love with, man. We are aligned on many levels and have a vision for the future, like have a relationship goal to be the best people ever. And in order to do that, that takes time now, doesn't it? Like, you got to be marriage material before that can happen too. You want to attract a kingdom partner, someone who's spiritually fit, who takes care of themselves, who knows how to love you, and you can love them and reciprocate. So your psychic shift changed about the kids after you got sober. Is that the main thing in the last 2 years?
Yeah. People would ask me if I was dating somebody, or maybe if it was just a friend or a buddy or whatever, and they say, do you want kids? That's a hard question to answer because it's not my top priority to go out and, fucking procreate. I mean, if God has that in his plan for me, then, so be it, But, I'd be lying if there's not a little part of me that wants that type of unit. You know what I'm saying?
What about you in getting engaged to or marrying someone who already has a kid? Is that something that who's 10 years, a kid that's 10 years old, who doesn't have a father or anything like that cross your mind? Or is it you want to have a kid of your own?
I mean, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, if that was the situation, then...
What if a woman came to you and she says, listen, I'm falling in love with you. You are the perfect person, but I've already have a kid. I don't want to have any more kids. Can we just have a family together? Do you mind being a parental figure to my son or daughter? But I don't want to have any more kids. Would you be like, nah, I don't know about that. I want to have my own kid. Or would you be like, okay, that's fine?
I mean, if everything else fell into place and everything else was right, if her house was in order and I wanted to be with her, then yeah, I'd be okay with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, me too. For me, I'm on that edge where I'm 37, going to be 38. I know that if I'm going to really cultivate a meaningful connection with someone, that takes time. And I have to get my business launched. And I got some other things that are really serious. So that kind of like, in my mind, I'm like, that puts me out into the age of like 40, 41 before I feel like I'd be ready to have a kid. It's kind of an older age, and you got to be looking at. So I'm at the point where I would say, if a woman came to me and was like, look, I have a kid, I don't want to have kids, that's completely okay. I can focus my energy in my business and raise a child and go all in and be a parental figure to the best of my ability. That's kind of where I'm at in my life.
I agree. Yeah.
You said something interesting about not wanting to be like your father in a way. But you did say there were great quality. He did have great qualities and characteristics that you would emulate. You want to touch on anything, the difference between what you would do and what you wouldn't do with a child?
I think I would maybe just shower them with love, positive affirmations, and, I'm not a parent. I've never been a parent. I don't have any kids that I know of. I know there's no manual for parenting, And I know this is a pretty fucking loaded topic. You know, this is a very deep topic. And so I'm just kind of going on really, you know, kind of what my gut tells me. Because now I think most of the time, if I'm spiritually fit, my gut, you know, is right. My instincts are right. And it's never been that way, you know, in my 20s, early 30s. So I would treat them with respect, you know. I know that they might sound funny that because it's a kid or a child or whatever, but
what about like correction in spanking or behavioral modification? Are you,
man, I don't even know how to approach that topic really.
how do you correct someone else's kid? That's like a thing I think about. Like, what if you got with a parent? How do you start like giving correction or guidance in that way? You know,
I have no idea.
That's
I have no
fucking
idea.
weird, man. I have not.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about that now as we're talking.
Because I've heard stories about people in the program where either before or after they got sober, their children's mother or father would get with another spouse, and then that spouse, the foreign parent, would tell the kid to call them mom or dad, or the kid would start calling the other parent mom and dad, and that would really set off some triggers for that other parent, you know?
Yeah, I bet.
What has been happening most lately is that I just get real antsy with myself, and I really don't get ahead of myself, Kyle. I don't like rush things. I mean, I'm really confident in my program. And like this one guy I was talking to yesterday, he said something to me that really resonated. Was he's got like a little over 6 years sober. He's in his early 40s, good guy, just a good dude, man, like living the dream, literally. And at one point he goes, look, my life is fucking awesome. And I can say that today. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm just giving you fact, you know? And when somebody says something like that, that's what I want to strive for. You know what I mean? That's what I want my life to be, you know? And I told him, I said, you know, they always say in the program, if you want what we have, do what we do, you know? Or they'll say early on in your sobriety, if you see somebody that has something you want, then fucking go talk to them, you know? And that's what I told this guy. I was like, the reason I'm calling you, because we don't really interact a lot. We just see each other at meetings. And I said, I know we don't talk a lot, but the reason I'm calling you is because, I mean, you have what I want. And I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I want to have a good life. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I have to continue to take it day by day, no matter what. And if I do that, I'll be okay. And I still sometimes don't realize how good I have it, you know? Because there's no time in my life where I've been on probation my whole fucking life, dude. I mean, I was on 10 years that's my whole fucking 20s, dude. You know, you were talking about how people get institutionalized with sober house. I was kind of that way with dealing with the law, you know. I was always on a tightrope. You know, I was always taking a P test. I was always paying a fine. My body is trained for chaos and shit to go wrong, you know. Like, if I get a good girl in my life, I'm afraid I'm going to fuck that up, because every other woman I've ever had, I end up sabotaging some way.
Well, self-sabotage, again, man, this is like a recurring theme with you, and we're going to have to get more into this about self-sabotage is a function of your inner image of self. Like, you don't believe you're worthy of having a healthy, meaningful, loving connection. So exactly. You sabotage. If someone was to go out and say, here's a $50,000 job, 40 hours a week, you might be at the place still where you would probably self-sabotage that, because you wouldn't know how to adjust frame and contrast against how you view yourself and your worthiness, right? So, right, dude, you are worthy of a meaningful, high-quality connection. You're going to get that. You're going to land a job you love. You're worth that, man. Like, that is your future. And we do have to adjust a little bit of these, the way, like a conviction of value, man, because now we're rebuilding that. You're going to be at the point where people are going to look you in the eye. I see it now already, man. I know I can look you in the eye and shake your hand, and you're going to do what you tell me you're going to do, but you might not believe that yourself completely yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the issue. And I'm seeing a change in you just in the last 4 or 5 months, more so than you are acknowledging within yourself. Self-esteem training takes a while, and that is built through establishing a a plan, incremental milestones, self-respect, proving to yourself over and over again that you trust your own decision and you'll do what you say. And then all of a sudden that shift happens where you're like, dude, I am worthy of this. That is a girl that I want to be with. I am worth that. That is a job I want. I can handle that. I'm worth that. I deserve it. So it does take time, but I'm telling you, you are, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.